special tribute to Bill Graham.
I was born in 1965 into this business. It's now a business I respect and still work hard at. But that early era, sweeping the floor at the Fillmore, changing the light bulb, putting up the posters at 4 in the morning, that was my first love.
What about Bill Graham?
Graham understands musicians, and that's really important to musicians. Graham is the only promoter that really understands the kids and is bringing in the acts that they really want and that are good for them. That's one of the things I dig about Graham, that he doesn't just bring in the successful acts, he brings in acts that he thinks will be good for the kids.
You can't pinpoint it, that when the audience came in and the artist walked on the stage, he wasn't asked to perform here. It's as if the audience said, it's okay, we're in the living room. If it was the Avalon or the Fillmore, wherever it might be, that the Bay Area gave off a feeling of, let's hang out.
Well, my fondest memory is the first time I ever met Bill. We were doing this thing, the acid test with Kesey, and there was a thing called the Trips Festival at the old Longshoremen's Hall. I heard the rumor that it was time for us to play, and let me put it that way. and so when I went up on stage, I'm looking around the stage is total chaos. It's absolutely crowded with people milling around, and so I go over to my guitar, and my guitar is broken. It's smashed. The bridge is pulled off of it, and the strings are there. And I'm looking at it, and it occurs to me that, hey, my guitar is wounded. It's broken. It's hurting. And so Bill comes over and says, well, why aren't you guys playing? You guys are supposed to play right now. And here he is sweating, his eyes bugging out, and he's got his little sweater and clipboard. It was like the way you could distinguish him from everybody else. He was the guy trying to make things happen. So I pointed at my guitar and I says, I think my guitar's broken. And he immediately drops what he's doing and he falls down and he starts fumbling around with the pieces of my guitar trying to put them together. You know, I looked at him, I thought, what a hero.
Born in 1965, Grateful Dead, Jefferson Airplane, Quicksilver, my life in this business. I don't hide from the fact that I'm extremely, extremely lucky. Fate was in my corner. I happened to be in San Francisco in 1965 when I didn't start this. I didn't start the poster rage. I didn't invent dances. I didn't invent the psychedelic era. And at the age of 35, I'd gone through office management and regional management and statistics and waiting on tables and driving taxis and running an office. And all of a sudden, in 1963, I said, the hell with it. I'm going to stay with what I enjoy doing, being involved in the theater.
Jefferson Airplane, John Handy, Quintet, and Sam Thomas, and Mystery Trend, and the Great Society are all playing at Fillmore Auditorium Friday, December 10th. And I would like to go if I could.
What you have to be aware of is the public. They dictate what will succeed and not succeed. All you can do is put it on a plate for them to see.
Bill Graham brought it to people. You know, he was the bridge. He was the conduit. And, I mean, we started together virtually. I think he'd been in business for just a couple of years the first time the Buffalo Springfield played there. The chronology gets all confused. It was a long time ago. But he had an amazing gift for picking out really great new talent, and he took chances on new bands all the time and did always, you know. You never had to be at the top of somebody's list or some arbitrary, you know, poll or, you know, the records did it. You know, if he thought you were good, you went on. End of story. And he was just wonderful that way.
Most joyful, most insane, most pleasant, most disgusting, greatest, vilest business I know of. We buy and sell people and put them on stages.
He's always signed the obscure acts. He would always sign people that, you know, what are you signing that for, Bill? You know, he just believed. He liked emotionally what it had to say.
It's a great business. It's a great love affair.
I used to love to make Bill Graham laugh. No matter how grumpy he was and everything, I had the gift of really, you know, of making him happy. You know, I can still hear him laughing right now, you know.
You know, from the time you were 5 until you were 9, you took violin lessons. You're crazy. And no, in the orphanage they taught you how to play the violin. But see, all these years they wanted to talk about it, and I've always shied away from, no, I don't want to talk about it. And I don't know why. Now, lately I've been trying to figure out more and more what makes me tick. You know, why did I close the film? There's something back there, and a lot of it has to do with how you were brought up. And I have no idea how I was brought up.
What was your name?
American. Grajonka, Wolfgang Grajonka. Which is a much nicer name than Bill Graham, but
Kind of sorry you changed it?
very much so. I've thought about changing it back simply because I have a boy now, and I want my boy to have my family name.
I think he was an incredible ringmaster. You know, he was an incredible ringmaster. That's really how he was, you know. Didn't need to top that.
Heaven for little girls get bigger every day. Thank heaven for little girls, they grow up in the most delightful way. Those little eyes so helpless and appealing, one day will flash and send you crashing through the ceiling. Thank heaven for little girls. Thank heaven for them all, no matter where, no matter who. Without them, what would little boys do?
You know, every New Year's, there would be this fantastic production. And I really think he always wanted to be a performer.
A lot of people in Europe, when I started to go to Europe, knew Bill Graham as an activist. Not so much as a promoter, but as an activist in his sense of promoting concerts. So we may not have seen that much of him or that part of him here as artists because we were involved at the time. But when you could take a step back or be in another country, you could see what's really happening, what the real elements are and what's really happening. And most of my friends and artists in Europe saw him as an activist.
Without Bill Graham, the Haight-Ashbury Clinic would not have been able to survive.
But I get sick and tired of people saying, oh, the world is terrible, the streets are dirty, there are too many drugs, the wars. What else do you do? Do you kvetch? What else do you do? If you have the ability to do something, do it. If not, shut up.
I really, more than anything, consider him a gardener. The Grateful Dead, a lot of bands, myself, we're the trees.